I'm Jill Thompson and I'm here with my colleague Dylan, and we're here to talk about a mixed realities play kit for children undergoing an MRI scan. And at the bottom you can see all the partners that we've worked with in developing this play kit.
So we decided that we would think about all the information that needed to be conveyed through the play kit, such as teaching children to stay still, getting used to the noise, the shape of the scanner, and so on. And then we began to match that information to the possibilities of different types of play. So one of the aspects was to include physical play, because that would allow repeat play. It would also allow children to become familiar with the shape of the scanner. And then AR to introduce children to what the radiographer is doing. And then we used VR to allow them to do a walkthrough of the hospital, but also to become familiar with some of the processes within that. So the image you can see there, which we'll show you later, is to do with practicing staying still. So this takes us on to how we began thinking about the role of physical play. We came up with an idea of using a kit, a flat pack kit that could go out in the post to children when they were to receive their MRI appointment. In collaboration with the radiography specialists at the Children's Hospital, one of the things that we learned was that if parents or the carers of children are calm and familiar with the process, then the children would usually follow their example and be calm and collected for it as well. So we made the design of the kit deliberately a little bit difficult, so that children wouldn't be able to do it by themselves and they would need help of a caregiver. And in that process, they would begin being onboarded to what an MRI scanner looks like and potentially the role it takes together.
Point out is that we've involved children throughout the whole design process. And one of these stages involved us going into schools. First, we wanted to understand how children kind of engage with play in their everyday lives. So we got children doing some drawings about the types of things that they like to play with. And then we got them building the kit and watching how they kind of interacted with the cardboard play kit, how they put it together. We had some really interesting kind of designs that they were putting together. And then also looking at how they played with the characters and how they sort of worked with the scanner and the characters. And what struck us was really this kind of element of playfulness and the fun that they got from playing with the kit.
And this also then allowed us to reflect back on a lot of the products that existed previously, which tended to be very top heavy on the medical information and the seriousness. And we really wanted to make use of our network to bring the fun, the kind of storytelling and the love of characters and so on from what the children were showing us into our design as well. This is just a short introduction to the VR mode, which one part of it allowed to do a walkthrough of the hospital space and become familiar with the processes that would take place there.
All done, dear. Oh, look, another butterfly. Please tap on the butterfly.
Hi, buddy. My name's Ross. I'm going to take you through to the MRI suite, where we're going to have your pictures. If you look down the corridor, you'll see there's another butterfly. When you're ready to go, give it a click. We need to lose all our metal now. I think I can see you carrying something there. Good. Are you sure there isn't anything else? Excellent. Are you certain there's not another thing? Of course. Found metal in that. What else? It has batteries in it. That can't go in the scanner.
This is one of the next stages. We were really keen to teach children how to stay still. So again, we tried to draw on the fun aspect. And in this experience, the more still children were with the VR headset, the more butterflies would land on the plant. So that they kept with the headset, the more butterflies you can see come and land on the plant. And this is really important because although many young children felt that they could stay still, a lot of the parents who see their child as very active throughout the day worried that their children would have the ability to remain still.
And so this is a photo from another stage of testing. So we sent out some kits to children in their home anticipated was that children would lay down with the VR headset on, as that we had to make some adjustments to the sort of design.
Then onto the AR part. This was really to allow children to have the opportunity to understand what a radiographer does. So in this part, children would take the cardboard scanner that they had made and they could put a toy of their choice, a small toy inside, slot their phone onto the side, and then they would have the opportunity to scan that toy and then see the inside. This stage, we made the decision to include lifelike scans, which you can see here on the left. And again, this came about through our testing with children, where we showed them some kind of more cartoon-like scans or various degrees of real. And they were saying, no, we'd really want to know, what is it that the radiographer can see when they're scanning me? It became really important then that we included these lifelike parts, even though, as you will have seen, the VR part used a lot of kind of cartoon type imagery. This part we used to show them what the experience would look like. And I think, Jill, we found, didn't we, that kids with the whole play kit, that they were kind of recalling experience whilst they were having a scan. So they were kind of remembering, like when they were nervous, oh yeah, this is what the radiographer's looking at behind that screen. And
yeah,
so
absolutely. They seem to draw back on it.
On the scanner as well, they were able to sort of zoom in out of different aspects of the body, and children and parents both found that really fascinating to kind of have, as you see here, the head, and they would try to work out, this is where the nose is, the brain is. So here you just see an example of what the scan image looks like. So the child will see this appearing on the phone, which is slotted in, and then they can use these arrow keys to move up and down and see different parts of the scan. This was how we drew children in to this part of the process as well. So it became important for us to understand our way of showing what the characters could look like and how that related to them. So you can see we started off with a line of favoritism, and we took kind of representations of doctors from kids media that they might already be familiar with, and asked them to place it along that line to show us, what they liked, why they liked it, and so on. And then you can see in amongst this line some of the characters that we had designed. So there's one fell towards the top, which had a kind of green puppet-like face. And as adult designers, we thought this might make them feel more relaxed, but actually the children would come back and say, no, we don't want them to have puppet-like coloured faces. We want them to look more human. And we use kind of emojis and so on to allow children to express and rank their interests in the characters that we had designed.
Thank you very much for listening. If you want to know any more, please do get in touch with Dylan or myself.